Spring has finally sprung, so stay tuned and find out my top 10 spring fragrances for 2023. Hey, what's going on? Hunter here and welcome back to my channel. And if you are new, what I do is I make fragrance related content. So if you love fragrances, hit that subscribe button down below and also be sure to go over and check out my Instagram page. But that's right guys, spring has finally came. It's been a long winter and I'm so happy for warmer days ahead and pull out some of my spring targeted fragrances. And when I think of spring, I usually think of like sort of citrusy, floral, grassy, like sunny type of fragrances, and also aromatic fougères as well. So I got some great ones in this list and I'm so excited to share with you guys. So I did try to mix in some designer fragrances alongside some niche fragrances within this list. And it is a ranked list, but it's sort of more like what fragrances I'm most excited for myself to wear for the spring. So let's just get right into this list. Now, starting off at number 10 is coming from the house of Orientica, which is a Middle Eastern house, and it is Exclusive Oud Emerald. Now, I wore this one not too long ago, and I was actually very impressed with it. And it just reminded me of the springtime, so it had to make this list, guys. And also the performance with this one is outstanding. Now, I know the retail price for this fragrance is pretty expensive, but you can find these on discounters at a much more affordable price tag. So if you can find it discounted, this is one you definitely want to check out for the springtime. Of course, you won't smell like anybody else. You're going to smell like an absolute boss as well. With this, I get like a very nice zesty bergamot along with some mint and bay leaf. It's very green, obviously resembling that green and gold bottle. And I think it's absolutely perfect for the springtime. So at number 9 is actually a designer fragrance coming from the house of Chanel, but it's probably not one that you would think of, and it is Platinum Aiguaise. Now, forget about your Bleu de Chanels, forget about your Allure Homme Sports, get this one and smell like a man rather than a boy, in my opinion. And this is probably one of the best from Chanel for the springtime. It's very aromatic, very green, very heavy on florals as well. You get like neroli, rosemary, lavender of course, with this nice earthy green oak moss base. And it smells so sophisticated, guys. So I highly recommend checking this one out. If you go to your like a local Macy's, a department store, check out Platinum Aiguaise and steer away from the Bleu de Chanels and the Allure Homme Sports, and you'll thank me later. So coming at number 8 is one of my new favorite citrus dominant fragrances. But this one will work better in the springtime rather than the summer, and it's coming from Amor Oud, and it is Smoky Citrus. Now, from this house, this one is very underrated, and probably my favorite from the entire house as well. Of course, you get that citrus from the lemon, the bergamot, but you also get this very nice smokiness in the background. And I'm honestly not sure what it's coming from. There's no incense, there's no birch or anything like that. But you also get this very refreshing eucalyptus note as well, with obviously a patchouli and oak moss base that makes it very green. And this is just an absolute stunning fragrance, man. This is signature worthy without a doubt. Or if you just want to wear it in the springtime, this one will shine so much, guys. And I know this one is pretty pricey as well, but if you look around like discounters and stuff, you can find this one at a discounted rate, and I think it's well worth it below that retail price. If you can find it at that, you'll absolutely love it. This is one I'll definitely be reaching for a ton during the spring, especially like spring evenings. This one is probably the best for maybe like a spring date night or something like that. This absolutely shines. Now, I could not make this spring list without a fig targeted fragrance, because fig is one of my favorite fruity notes to wear in the springtime. And so at number 7 is coming from Houbigant, and that is the new Figuier Noir. Honestly, this one is so classy. And it's not so much that fruity kind of fig. You get much more of this green fig leaf note in here that makes it perfect for the springtime. I would say this one is more suited for maybe like a formal event during the spring, maybe like a wedding, something like that, even a date night situation as well. This one is so good for dressing up, man. And it just works so good in the spring. And trust me, you will stand out so much wearing this one. Nobody around you would have ever smelled anything like this one. You'll be getting asked all the time, what kind of fragrance is that, etc. So if you do love figs, especially like a green kind of fig leaf note, definitely check this one out for the springtime. Now at number 7 is coming from the house of Mancera, and this is one of their newest launches for this year, and it is Melody of the Sun. Now, just like that name says, this literally smells like sunshine in a bottle. Everything's just regrowing, coming back to life during the springtime. With this, you get a burst of this lemon, some grapefruit as well, along with this lavender, a slight fruity pear in the background, but then it dries down to a very nice herbal green tea and jasmine. It's literally so refreshing, and I think this is going to be a hit from the house of Mancera. I hope more people get their nose on this one. I know obviously like Cedar Boisé, Oud Lemon Mint, Red Tobacco get all the shine from the house, but this one here is very underrated, and trust me when I tell you this is absolutely killer for the springtime. Finally made our way into the top 5 fragrances for spring of 2023. Now coming at number 5 is a newer fougere aromatic fragrance that got a ton of hype, especially in the fragrance community, and it is Tomovicci's Demigod 21. Now just look at that bottle as well. That just screams elegance. But if you love fougere aromatic fragrances, especially for spring, this is one you absolutely had to put on your buy list. You get this sage opening, which honestly I'm not usually the biggest fan of sage, but the way this mixes together with this mintiness along with a nice powdery iris, and it does dry down very creamy with the sandalwood and vanilla. It's honestly a phenomenal creation by Tomovicci, and it deserves all the hype that it has been getting for very, very good reason. It's very unique. I haven't smelled anything quite like this, and that's hard to do, especially when you're making an aromatic fougere fragrance, because there's only so much you can do within that DNA, but the way they made this one with the mintiness is just to die for, and I promise you I'll be wearing this one a ton during the springtime as well. So any aromatic lovers, absolutely check this one out. Now coming at number 4 is also another aromatic fragrance that is new to my collection, and the moment I got this one in, I fell in love. I actually just reviewed this one not too long ago as well, and it is Alentasima's OHV Gut B. I know, very strange name, but it does make it very memorable. With this one, it opens extremely green, extremely juicy from this very nice lime, along with a basil note. It almost smells like a water with a lime in it, to be honest. So refreshing, perfect for the springtime as well. But of course, this is a aromatic fragrance, so you are going to get that lavender note and an oak moss. And honestly, guys, if you want the best bang for your buck when it comes to niche, high quality fragrances, especially in this genre or DNA of perfumery, you have to get this one. I know I hyped this one up a ton on my Instagram and in the review of it. It was so good, I had to review it right away. I just love the way this smells. Might honestly be one of my new favorite discoveries as of recently when it comes to niche fragrances, and it's an absolute hidden gem. But I'm glad I can be the one to bring this one to your attention, because honestly, it's incredible. So the top 3, you already know is gonna be some heavy hitters. Now, within these top 3 fragrances, they are going to be pretty expensive, but if money is not an issue for you and you just want to smell the best of the best for the springtime, these are going to be for you. Now, coming at number 3 is the most expensive fragrance on this list, and it is brand new, and it's coming from Roja Parfums, and this is Taif Oud. Now, honestly, when it comes to rose oud combinations, they don't usually work the best for the spring or summertime. It's usually more like a winter or fall style of fragrance. However, this one is so sparkling clean from the aldehydes. You get a very fresh rose that's very clean, along with a slight earthy oud that just smells completely exotic. So this is the fragrance for you if you just want to smell like an absolute king, a boss. No matter the money you got to spend, you just want the absolute best fragrance for spring. This one is going to be one you want to check out, man, especially if you like rose oud combos, or even if you don't like that combination. This is still one I would recommend, because that oud in here isn't too barnyardy or dirty, in that rose, it just smells like a clean, sparkling rose in my opinion. And of course, the quality when it comes to roses are out of this world, so complex as well. And that's why this one is making the number 3 spot. It easily could have been at number 1, but the next 2 are just as good or even better. Now, coming at number 2 is a fragrance that should be on your radar. And I know this house has been getting a ton of hype as of lately due to one particular fragrance, which is outstanding. However, I decided to put this one in the list because I think it suits spring a lot better, and that is Sospero's Basso. Now, I just recently got this one in and it just screams spring to me, guys. You get this very zesty, juicy grapefruit opening along with some florals. However, this one dries down to be very green and earthy from that oak moss. And this is very similar to Hermes's Terre Hermes, the original, but it's so much more smooth, so much more well-rounded, and smells way more high quality compared to Terre Hermes, which is already a very high quality designer fragrance. But I prefer this one 10 out of 10 times. Honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of Terre Hermes, so when I heard this was similar, I was like, maybe I won't like it, but yeah, I absolutely love it now. I think they just perfected that DNA of Terre Hermes. This is outstanding. Now, I know Vibrato gets all the hype from Sospiro as of lately. I love Vibrato. Of course, I reviewed it not too long ago, and then I got this one in after I received that one. And if you're just looking for one of the best spring niche fragrances money can buy, you have to check out Sospiro's Basso. Now for the moment you've all been waiting for, what could possibly be at my #1 spot? Some of you might have a guess on what house it's coming from because my new favorite house as of lately hasn't made an appearance in this list yet. And that is coming from Louis Vuitton. And the one I chose for my top 10 spring fragrance is Sur La Route. Now, this is honestly spring in a bottle. If you just take the spring weather, bundle it up together, put it in this bottle, that is the smell you get. Now, Sur La Route actually means on the road translated, and this literally smells like a road trip during the spring with the windows down, or you're in a convertible. You get this very nice citrus opening, along with the earthy grassiness as well, and a little bit of smokiness in the background too, but you also get this leather note, like kind of like leather car seats. You're just traveling down the road, an open road where everything's coming back to life, the sun is shining. That is the vibe I get with Sur La Route. I love this one. And this is probably the Louis Vuitton I will reach for the most in this weather, the springtime of course. It's probably the most green from the entire collection, even over Orage, which is also a very green fragrance. However, I think that one is more suited for the fall time. If you do want to actually get your hands on Sur La Route, you might want to do that quick because I heard rumors about this one being discontinued. Once I heard that, I flew out to my Louis Vuitton boutique and picked up a bottle right away. This was my newest one out of 11 Louis Vuittons I've got within like 3 months. So I've been on a Louis Vuitton kick. I am obsessed with this house. One of the best designer houses, hands down. Jack Cavalier makes some of the best citrus freshies I've ever smelled in my life. And of course, he hit a home run with Sur La Route. So this is coming at #1 for my top 10 spring fragrances for 2023. So that's going to do it for this list. Of course, let me know down below pretty much your favorite spring or top 10 spring fragrances that you guys are choosing to wear. And also let me know if you're going to check out any of these within this list. I hope you guys do because these are absolute bangers for this weather. But as always, leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you guys haven't already. And I'll see all of you back here in my next video. Take care, everybody.